Andrew, let's start with the news that emerged later in the day yesterday. The entire state of New South Wales now under lockdown.
Yes, Kieran. So Premier Gladys Berejiklian in New South Wales toughening measures yesterday, locking down the entire state via an afternoon statement and lifting fines on breaching home quarantine and the like from $1,000 to $5,000. But the Premier did not put in place a ring of steel in Sydney or a curfew for hotspots, nor did she mandate outdoor masks, as other Australian jurisdictions have done. Gladys Berejiklian also introduced a $320 test and isolation payment for those who have to get a COVID test and miss work, lower than the $450 Victorian payment and confined to hotspots. And after initially refusing a request from the Police Minister and Police Commissioner at Crisis Cabinet on a 5-kilometre exercise limit for all of metropolitan Sydney at a meeting on Friday, by late Friday night the Premier had changed the policy and decided to announce the limit yesterday. Sky News understands the New South Wales Chief Health Officer, Kerry Chant, was pushing for tougher measures a fortnight ago but was rebuffed by the Premier. Dr Chant has not been at press conferences for 3 days. She was instructed to take a couple of days off and rest. Internally, Gladys Berejiklian has been continuing to constantly talk about opening things up, even as case numbers continue to grow, even to 466 yesterday. Berejiklian has been lobbied to go harder by Police Minister David Elliott, who is close to Prime Minister Scott Morrison, and Jobs Minister Stuart Ayres, whose partner is Federal Minister Marise Payne, and indeed by the Prime Minister himself. There has been a belief in some federal quarters that Berejiklian would be mugged by reality this week and would have to institute a hard 2-week statewide lockdown. But there's also been a belief she would have to act harder for some time, and the Premier has kept talking about opening things up. And Kieran, the big thing which led to the statewide lockdown yesterday, more than 10 sewage plants in rural areas showed coronavirus was present.